Hello there. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make planets for Unreal Engine. Now before we start, it's important to explain what this tutorial is all about and what is it not. When we are making these planets, imagine them for background planets. Let's say you have a character that is walking on ground and it looks up and sees a planet, or you have a shot of distant solar system and you have few beautiful looking planets orbiting around a star. However, this is not the type of planets that you see in games like No Man's Sky, that you get to see it from far away with your spaceship, and then you enter its atmosphere, go inside the planet, start walking all over it and exploring it. This is not that kind of planet that you might be thinking of. And now I'm going to show you basically step by step how to achieve it. At the first step, what we need is a height map, as I explained it a bit earlier. And the way you get your height map really doesn't matter. You could make it through World Creator, through Gaia, or any other train creation software. Or you could even go on those websites that get satellite images of different parts of the world and give you really nice looking height maps. Uh, as you can see over here, I have my height map created in World Creator. It doesn't matter the size of it. I went for basically 8 kilometer by 8 kilometer, but I would personally suggest that for you to go with 4 kilometer by 4 kilometer. Now, if you have a color map or a splat map or any other kind of map like roughness or normal map as well, make sure to extract those as well. Make sure to generate those as well. But those are not necessary. What is necessary for us, as you can see here, is our height map. That's the only thing that we're going to need. As long as you have that, you could theoretically generate all the other maps based on the height map. So once you have your height map, you might be thinking, so what now? We could just apply to our sphere? Well, no. When you think about it, when you even look at this landscape right here, you see at the edges it's all chaotic, it's all random. When you try to apply to your sphere map, you will have these nasty looking seams, and you don't want that. So the next step, step 2, is to make your height map seamless. And it doesn't matter how you do it. You could do it with Photoshop or with Substance Designer or any other method. Doesn't matter. Just make your height map seamless. I'm going to show you how to do it in Substance Designer. And keep that in mind. If you have also generated other maps like normal map and color map, make sure to make them seamless as well, in the same way that you make your height map seamless. So here we have a basically empty substance graph, and all we did, we brought our height map into it. First thing first, the height map is black and white, so make sure it's not in the color mode and it's in grayscale mode. Now what you need to do is to connect a make it tile photo grayscale. That's how we're going to make it seamless. We go back to our unedited photo. If we click on this sign that says toggle repeated tiling, here we see when the texture gets tiled infinitely, you see these random, well, not random, you see these nasty seams. Obviously that's a problem when we want to apply to our sphere to make a planet. But when we double click on this one, now it's much better. You see still a bit of repetition, but that doesn't matter as long as we don't see really sharp, really weird looking seams. Usually what I found out is if we reduce the mask wrapping, it kind of gets rid of those straight lines and it gives some variation to it, which makes it look a bit better. You could play around until you have something good looking, until something that you're happy with. So let's say something like this is good enough for us. Yeah, there's not many sharp lines and it's being repeated really nicely. That should be good for us. Now, if you don't have any other maps, I would suggest you to create it here. For example, we could just directly connect our height map to the normal node, crank it to something like 5, and now we should get a nice looking normal map over here. Do you need roughness map? In all honesty, you don't need to, but you could generate it. You could put it to the gradient map, open the gradient map, and make sure it gets the colors of a random picture, let's say of this random planet. That's one of the easiest and most laziest way to go about creating a color map. I think that should be good enough. That's something I don't mind. Now basically what we need to do is to save these textures. Now that we have our material, the next step is to create the physical mesh for our planet. So over here we have Blender, and in all honesty, you could simply just take a UV sphere, increase the resolution, increase the segments, subdivide it a couple of times, and you should have something totally usable. But my preferred way is doing it like this, to create a sphere from a plane. So what we do is we grab a plane, we go to the edit mode, scale it up in x-axis for make it twice as big as it is, and we subdivide it a few times as well. Then we go out of edit mode, we rotate it in x-axis for 90 degrees. Then we add the simple deform modifier. Go to bend, while it's still in x-axis, we make it 180 degree. You probably won't see any difference. That's because we need to control A and click on all transforms. You should see something like this. We add another simple deform, again in bend, but this time in z-axis, and make it 360. And this is our sphere. Now we can add a subdivision modifier as well. So we should have something like this. We could shade auto smooth it. So sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, once you have your sphere, you should see this weird looking bump over here. This is happening because these vertices are not connected properly. So what we do is click A to select all, click M, and click by distance. Now you saw just the bump kind of disappear, but we still have it. It might be looking, you might not be able to see it in the video. Try to visualize it a bit better for you. I think it's a bit better seen here. The way to fix it is we go back to edit mode, make sure to select all, come to here, instead of shear, use hold and go on to sphere. Now we just click and drag as much as we can. Now we have a perfect sphere. There's no problem, no nothing. Now we bring this and the textures into Unreal Engine to combine them together. So from this point onward, we could make our planets in two ways. Method 1 is easier and it's usually good for background planets far away. Method 2 is for planets that you need it to get really close up and you need all of those really nitty-gritty small details. To see the method 2, please click on the timestamp that I will probably showcase somewhere on the screen. So now let's get on with method 1. So basically what we need to do is obviously create a material, and if we open it up, we bring our textures. We could obviously connect our normal map to here. Before we connect our base color map, I would highly suggest you connect it to hue shift. Make sure it's connected to the texture pin, and we create a scalar parameter and call it hue. Connect it here as well. This will allow us to make tons of instances of our material and adjust it a bit. I'm trying to keep it really simple, but you could go really crazy by creating really nice looking and advanced shaders to make really customizable material at the end. Let's use our height map for the roughness as well, just for the sake of it, to get something. Oh god, that is so wet looking. And here we search for texture coordinate. We multiply it with another scalar parameter, call it tiling. This will also come handy a lot as well. We connect to our pins. So that's our quick and dirty material. So if we bring our sphere in here, we can apply our material to it. So it should be here. We should not see any, yeah, there's no weird looking seams to it. Now what we need to do is to scale it up to a really crazy number. 1 million should be enough. When we do it, obviously it's going to like take over all of our screen. And now we need to like put it far, far, far away. And you have to do it until like you see the outline of it. And that's about it. Now we have like a really cool looking planet in our background. That was method one. One thing I forgot to mention, I'm really sorry about it, is we could add a panner to it as well. Now we could create variations of it. Now we have two different planets so quickly in our scene. That's basically the end of method one. Now you have really good looking planets. Now here's the start of method two. Basically what you need to do, first and foremost, whenever you have your mesh in the scene, make sure to duplicate it because we're going to adjust it in the modeling tab. If you don't have it, make sure to go to the plugin page and enable it. Once you have it in here, what we need to do is to go for the displacement option. And here it is. When you go to our displacement option, it usually starts with Berlin noise, but we don't need that. We want texture 2D. For that, we are going to choose our own tutorial height map that we just created. Now we apply it. Here you see a really highly exaggerated version of it. The mountains are extruding and everything. You could adjust it a bit. You could reduce it. It's up to you how you want it to be. You could increase the subdivision to get a better looking result. We go to 20. Now we see all of these beautiful details in here. Okay, 18 for me is the maximum, but depending on you, you might get that. Now we see all these beautiful details in here. Now all we have to do, before we do that, you could also check with the scaling. Maybe you want it to be like this. If you sometimes when you adjust the scaling, the UV scaling to 2 to 1, you get a bit more interesting looking result. Maybe you like this method a bit better. It is up to you. Once you have it, you simply click on accept. So now that we have our object, you're going to make a material for it. It will be mostly like last time, but not completely. Note that unlike the method one, we cannot apply the panner to it, because if we do so, you see the planet is moving, but the physical ridges are not moving. You do not want that. That will, maybe you want that, I don't know. But keep that in mind before doing so. We bring a texture coordinate, multiplying it, but not with just simple scalar parameters. We search for an append, tile x, tile y. The reason we're doing that is because during creation of the high poly version, we made the UV map 2 to 1. So that's what we're going to do here as well. And we apply it. There it is. So where were our planets? We could basically now switch it. There you go. 2 ways to make your planets. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it. I will try to pump out more tutorials this year. And if you want, maybe feel free to join our Discord server, trying to start a small community where people can help out each other. And check out in the comment section because soon I'm going to release my own planet pack, and you might, instead of spending all this time to make planets, you could just buy it. That would be a really good way to support the channel and have a beautiful looking plants as well. So see you in the next one. Goodbye.